Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be discussing about some SQL Server basic interview queries. So this will be helpful for you guys to write down or learn how to write SQL queries, which is a basic main important part. So let's dive into the questions. So here you'll be given the employee detail table. Okay, that will be having employee ID in it, and then the first name, last name, salary of the employee, joining date, department of the employee that they work in, and the gender of the employee. So the first question here, the first question is like you have to get the details of all the queries. So I'll basically insist you guys to go with Oracle as well as MySQL because that is quite bit user friendly, whereas MS SQL Server here writing queries is bit I found it bit complex, so I'll be going with Oracle or MySQL. So for these question, to get the employee detail, here we use star for getting the complete detail. So it is like select everything from the table employee detail. So select a star from the employee detail. Okay. So the next question is you have to select the first name. Okay. So you will write select first name from the table that is employee detail. So select the first name from the employee detail. And you will you'll get to know that the first name of all those employees. If in case you need the last name, you can write select last name, and if you need the joining date, so you can write select joining date. So the third question is you need to make it the uppercase of the first name. You need to make it as uppercase. So upper is the predefined function or the built-in function that we use. Here we'll be having two types of function. One is the built-in function, the other one is the user-defined function. So the uppercase will be using upper as the as the function to convert first name to all caps. As first name here indicates that you are renaming the column name from first name to first space name. Okay, like you can rename whatever you need. So you will be using as. You can write upper of first name as X, as Y. You can write anything. Okay, that refers to you rename the column name. Okay. You write select upper of first name as first name from the employee detail. If you want to convert it into the lower, you can do select a lower as the as first name from. So here, okay, for the next question, see, it is like lower. See, you can use lower as a first name. So for the so coming to the fifth question, here you need to combine the first name as well as the last name and display it as the column name as name. Okay. Here you also need to include the white space in between the first name and the last name, and you need to rename it as a name. So here you are concatenating. So you write select concatenate. What you are gonna concatenate? The first name as well as the last name. Okay, you rename it as name from table employee detail. Okay, in Oracle you will be using that two lines in between a space, and whereas in MS SQL Server you use plus to as a concurrent symbol. Here the thing that I'm highlighting is the white space in between, like the gap in between the first name as well as the last. So the output you can see is that first name space the last name. Okay, I hope you guys are clear. So the next is question number 6. Here you need to display the whole details of the employee whose name is Vikas. So here we'll use the where condition, where that holds the condition. So you'll be writing the query as select everything that is star from the employee detail where first name is Vikas. So it will display only the details of Vikas. Okay. So the next question, 7th question goes like starting from the name A. Okay. here you will be using percentage symbol that refers to anything that can be after a, so but it should start with a. So we'll write like a percentage. Okay, select staff from employee detail where first name like star a and then anything followed by a. Okay, see, so the output will be Ashish and Anish. And then we'll go to second question, eighth question. So it is same, the first name contains, it should contain k in between followed by anything, and then beside it can be anything before as well. So you will do, so you will be writing as anything should have k in between and then followed by anything it is. Okay, so it is like here the k is the major thing that you need. So you can write anything, you will be writing it as percentage in between k and then followed by anything, that will be percentage k percentage. So you will be writing select staff from employee detail where first name like percentage k percentage. Hope you guys got it. Like this, select everything like staff, everything from an employee detail where the first name is will be having a word, a letter k in it. And then let's go to the next query. Here first name um, should end with h. So here there can be, wait, pardon, there can be anything here, but at the end, second, yeah, but at the end there should only be h. So you'll write percentage followed by h. Here it can be anything. Okay, okay, and then the next query, so you have written select everything from the employee detail where the first name is like anything and then ending with h. Okay, here the first name should start with any, should like starts with any. Okay, wait a sec. Call the employee detail whose first name starts with any single character between A to B. Here the first name like whosoever name starts in between A to P, the first name starting with A to P, only there's a name should only this name should be printed on your screen. So we'll write first name, like it should be starting with A or A to P. So this will be the condition, like this is how we write. Same, everything is same, but here it should be from A to P. Okay, these are some basic queries. So if you are comfortable with these sort of queries, we can go a level higher. So let's dive into the second set of queries, basic queries. See, this is the same employee detailed table. So the question follows like, see here you have learned uh, starting with any letters from A to P. Okay, the starting letter, but then here it should not start with A to P. Same, okay, from where the first name, like here the symbol is excluding part, excluding, it should not include A to P. Anything apart from A to P will be displayed. So Vikas, it starts from V, so it is being displayed. Okay, so the next, okay, you should display all the details of an employee whose gender should end with LE and it should contain 4 letters. So it is written like this: 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So it should end with LE. and only you should find something that is of four letters ending with le. So female, it has six letters in it, so it is not taken in count. So it is not taken in count. So we'll be taking male. So we'll write it like this. This is like, okay. Select everything from the from employee detail where gender likes hyphen hyphen le. Okay. So it will display all the details of male. And then the 13th one, get all. You need to get the employee details, all employee details from the employee whose first name starts with A and it should contain five letters. So it can be written as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting with A. Okay, this is how we write. Okay, A followed by four underscores. And the next one, you need to get all the employee details whose first name contains, initially what we were doing, it is this percentage symbol was considered as any information before and after. But in this particular uh, question, we are considering it like a string. Like for example, it is given as Vikas. Okay, I can tell it as like a name, anything here, anything, but it should be having percentage symbol in it, just like we did. Name having K in between, just like that. You can for an like for your convenience, you can replace K with this. Okay, so you'll write it as same, but before there can be anything before. Okay, and there can be anything after, but it should have a string was but it should have a string percentage. Okay, this is your logic. Okay, I hope you guys got it. So let's move to the other question. Okay, see, so the output here, there is no name that is having a percentage sign in between. Okay, so there will be no output that you'll be getting. So according to our table, it would return zeros row because there is no name that is containing percentage symbol in it. Next question is, get all the unique. Okay, so like in my video, I guess if you have watched it clearly, I said that in the beginning of the video, while doing the select part, if you need to select some unique identities, you will be using distinct as a keyword. So here, to get the unique department, you will be using select distinct, like unique of the department from the employee detail. So in distinct, you'll not be getting any duplicates. So the distinct departments are IT, HR, and then the payroll. You'll be getting all of those. Okay, and this, okay, here you need to select the highest salary, that means the maximum salary. So you will be this is the built-in function which gives the max, that means maximum, as you all guys know. So you'll so in order to get the maximum salary of all the regards of all the employee, you'll be you'll be using select max salary from the employee table, employee detail table. So for the lowest, you will be using minimum. Okay, and let's see, this is the, I like, people might find it difficult, but yeah, there is nothing to worry, we can go through it. So okay, coming to the this question, you need to show the joining date in dd, and yy format. Okay, the 4y format. Here it is given. Okay, here it is given in this format, but you have to do it in this manner. So okay, the main, like here 106 refers to the format. Okay, this format. Okay, so this, okay, this whole columns, uh, I would say, yeah, data type would be varchar because it is the combination of the variables as well as the characters. Okay, so what was the column name? It is joining date. Here you are converting the joining date column, which is of data type varchar, to this format, that is ddmmyy. Okay, so you'll get, you instead can, you instead can like, this is, you can instead write it as the same. I don't, yeah, okay, you write the select instead of this whole part. You can write it like, okay, format, you can write it like format the joining date as the format that is needed here, like dd m and then mmy. Okay, you can write it as like mmyy. You can, to me here, writing is a bit tedious part, so I'll just tell you guys, you can write it, like you can execute it. So okay, you can write, like you guys can note down. You can write select format the joining date, comma, the format that you need. Okay, as, okay, you can rename the column as like as joining date from the employee detail, like instead of this. Okay, and then the same thing here, these numbers that refers to specific data for formats. Okay, 106 refers to this format, 111 refers to this format. The same thing, you convert the joining date, which is of data type varchar, to this format. Okay, if in case you need only time part, that has been given, that will be given by this code. Okay, if you need, okay, this will be given by this. So we'll jump into the next part, that is set 3. This is date time, regarding date time query. So this is the table that is given. Okay, see here, you get only the year part. Okay, you need only year part from the joining date. Okay, select the joining date from the employee. That joining date is the what you need. In that, what you need specifically, you need year. Okay, that is a part of date. So select the date part, which is year, from the joining date from the employee detail table. Okay, I guess it is not that easy, not that difficult right now. Hope you guys are understanding. Okay, now if you need month part, same similarly, you will be replacing year with month. Okay, and then the next question. So here in in the question number 23, they're asking us to get the system date. So system date actually means the current date and time. Okay, so you will be giving it as select get date. And the next question is UTC date. Get UTC date. What UTC date actually means, it is coordinated universal time. Okay, it is the standard global time that is used worldwide. Like for Indian, I mean, like for system date in India is IST, whereas in UTC it is IST minus 5:30. Like 5:30, 5:30 is the standard mean time of India. Okay, that is you get the UTC date. So in the 25th question, you get they have asked us to get the first name, current date, joining date, and the difference between the current date and the joining date. Okay, you guys have to give out the first name of the employee, current date, and the joining date of the employee, as well as the difference between the joining date and the current date in months. You have to give it. Okay, you select what the first name. Okay, you, in order to get the date, I have already said, to get the current date, it is get date as the current date. Okay, and then they have given us the joining date. You will be selecting that, and then you have to find the difference between the joining date as well as the current date. So you use the built-in function, the date difference. Okay, you have to give it in months, and the difference should be between the joining date and then the current date, that is the get date. This is like this. You will be in this table column, you will be naming these table, I mean the difference having the table with having difference between the dates, you will be naming it as total months. All these you are selecting from the employee detail table. I'll repeat it again. You are selecting the first name and you need the current date, so you will be using get date function to get the current date, and then you need the joining date. So it is already given, so you will be using as it is. And here you need the difference between the current date and then the joining date. So it is, you will be using an inbuilt function, it is date difference. You need it you need that joining date in months, so you will be giving it as months. And you need a difference between the joining date and then the current date. You will be naming that column as, that specific column as total months from the employee detail table. Okay, I hope you guys are clear. If you guys get any sort of doubt at any point of time, feel free to comment down. I'll be answering it to you. And then the next question, you need to get the first name, that you'll be writing select first name, and then the current date you will be using get date, then the join date. Here you need it in days, same as it is, select first name, get date, joining date, but the date difference should be in days. So you will be using dd, the difference is between the joining date and the current date, that is the get date. And you will be, instead of total months, you can write it as total days. Okay, for your convenience and for your understanding, you will be drawing all the details from the employee detail table. So the next question, you need to select all the employee details from the employee detail table whose joining year is 2013. You select all the details from the employee detail table where the date part, okay, the part of date should be year in the joining date, which is equal to 2013. Okay, year in the date part of the joining date should be 2013. Only then you can display that particular person's information, or that particular employee detail whose joining year is 2013. Okay, apart from any month you have joined, but if the joining year is 2013, you'll display all his detail, him or her detail. So the next question, you need to get the employee details from the table whose joining month, see here your joining month is January. Same, instead of year as a date part, you will be using month as a date part. Here, since it has been given as 1, 2, 3 and all, so the month here is 1. Instead of Jan, you will be using 1. Okay, or like 0, 1, both refers to same. So now in these question, who is you will be displaying all the details of the employee who is joining data in between these 1 2013 and 1 12 2013, a span of 1 year. Okay, the whole 2013 year. Okay, same. Host, you selects everything from the employee detail table where the joining date is between these date 2013 1 and 2013 12 1. Okay, only Vikas is joined that whole year. Okay, and then you need to count how many. Okay, if how many employees are there. So this is the count built-in function. Select everything from the employee detail is our main logic. Okay, in all the you have to count them, so you'll be using count of a star. Okay, this is set for question SQL query. So we'll go through it. So the first question is you have to select the top record of an employee table. That means you have to select the number one employee. Okay, where employee. So select top one from the employee details. Okay, you can also do it like since they have not properly mentioned, like you'll be not knowing who is the top on what criteria. So here you have taken as employee ID. So you can do like this as well. Okay, here actually since it is salary based interview or salary based question, so here you'll be having the maximum salary. That guy will be named as 1. Okay. So here, okay, that is the main criteria. So select top means the first one, top one entire details from the employee detail. Okay. And then here the next question is employee details whose first name is uh, Vikas, Ashish, and Nikhil. So you need to select all the details of from the employee detail table where the first name is in these three, where the first name is of these three. Okay, and then that is you then later display the details. So the next question is you select all the employee details where not in. So in is all of them are included. Not in is not in refers to no, they are not included because Ashish and Nikhil they are not included. Okay, the next part. Select the first name from the employee detail table after removing the white space from the right side. So from the right side there should be no white space. Okay, so you'll be using R trim. That is the right trim. If it is L trim, that is the trimming from the left side. Since there is no, yeah, so you'll select first name as first name from employee details, but here you have to trim from the right side. So you'll use the function that is R trim, and then select the first name from the employee details, removing the white space from the left side. As I have said earlier, it is L trim for the left side and R trim for the right side. Here display the first name and the gender as M or F. Here you have to display the employee details, employee's first name and their gender. Instead of male and female, you will be using M or F. So you will be selecting first name, and the condition is when. Here you will be using two cases, case 1 and case 2. Case 1, that is when gender is equals to M, then you will be displaying it as M. Male, you will be displaying it as M. When the gender is female, then you will be displaying it as F. Okay, then you will be using end as gender. Okay, this is the gender. Okay. So you will be selecting employee name and then the gender from the table. This is your main algo. So you have to, in order to optimize according to the given question, in gender, you have to display male as M and female as F. So in case the case when gender is male, then it is M. When gender is female, then it is F. Then you end as case with an end as. Okay, whenever you start with this, you have start with this. You have to end use end as. Okay. I hope you guys are clear with this. So let us go to the next one. You have to select the first name from the employee table prefixed with hello. See here, you'll be selecting first name, but you will be adding a prefix of hello. So you'll be doing select hello as a prefix plus the first name. You'll concatenate the first name with the hello prefix from the employee detail table. So the next question is you have to get the details of the employee whose salary is greater than 60. One sec. Okay. I have made a mistake here. It is not according to the salary as well. It is actually the top one. That is top one. If they have given us the top two, we were displaying the top two candidates. Okay, it is regarding the employee ID. So okay, we'll move to this question. So having greater than 6 lakh, having greater than 6 lakh. Okay. Same where holds could the condition where the salary is 6 lakhs greater than 6 lakhs. Okay. So in order to find the salary less than same, but the salary here only this varies. This varies salary less than 7 lakhs. Okay. No. Get the employee details where the employee detail table whose salary is in between. Okay. Between the range of 5 lakh and 6 lakh. So same where salary is between 5 lakh and 6 lakh. And the next question, you have to get the highest salary, okay, from the employee detail table. So here you will be using the inner query, okay. So the inner query is select the top one. You need to second select the top two like the second. The inner query, it selects the second highest salaries from the table, okay, in the descending order. And the outer query, what it does is it selects the top one salaries. Like this gives the temporary result, okay, but here it will be in the ascending order, okay. See, by the salary ascending order. I hope you guys have got it. We'll be using the inner query. This is the temporary part, okay. In the temporary part you'll be finding the second highest, which will be in the descending order. This is the actual query, okay. I hope you guys have liked this content, and the next part I'll be doing it for tomorrow since the video is getting longer. If you find this video to be informative and if you're learning something day by day, hope you guys like, subscribe, as well as share the videos to your friends. Thank you.